Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final event of SDG Business Week 2020. In the next hour, we will have the opportunity to listen to a panel, the role of entrepreneurial universities in creating a new generation of entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. My name is Olga Staka. I'm a third-year management student at Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet and project manager of Burch Startup Incubator. I'm very happy to greet you from France, where I'm currently on my Erasmus Plus exchange. It will be my pleasure to be a master of today's ceremony. I believe that although the events during this week were held online, that didn't diminish the excitement and attention with which you followed them. Before the central event, let me call Ms. Marina Dimova, Governance Chief Technical Specialist in UNDP Bosnia and Herzegovina. Ms. Dimova, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Olga. Good morning, dear guests, dear partners, everyone who is interested to be with us in this exciting event today. It is my great pleasure to address you on behalf of the United Nations Development Program in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So today we are closing the SDGs Business Week in the country. Some of you may remember that this week started with a conference on digital transformation in the private sector. And that was one of the directions and the powerful gateways that we explored towards sustainable development and also green recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic. We also celebrated the business champions who are paving the way towards sustainable and inclusive growth in the country, alongside with the, I would say, very successful graduation of the first generation of green and circular businesses, which were nurtured through the SDG Accelerator for small and medium-sized enterprises in the country. So I'm very happy also to see some of these champions with us today. So with this event, we are closing actually the very interesting SDG Business Week. And we place our attention and we place young people and the future of jobs in the spotlight of the discussion. And with that, we aim to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs and business leaders in the country. So if we are to achieve the very ambitious Agenda 2030 and to be proud to have impactful, sustainable and inclusive growth in the planet, we need renewed approaches and we need wide partnerships that bring together public, private sector, civic stakeholders, academia and young people for joint actions that can bring positive change at scale, and we need fast change. So in our view, today's event is an example of exactly such partnership, where together with the Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet, one partner who brings on the table knowledge, science, and definitely commitment to nurture young talents and human capital. Together with renowned business leaders, I'm humbled to greet everyone who is joining us from the business community. Together with the innovative young people, we engage in a public conversation about the future of jobs and future skills that are necessary to thrive as entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. So I look forward to this exciting conversation today, as well as importantly to follow up actions that I'm sure will be inspired by the examples set by the young innovators and their great ideas that have been catalyzed through the Start Me Up Challenge organized by the Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet. So good luck and looking forward to our interaction today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marina. And now I would like to call Mr. Timothy Donald Fisher, who is the chairman of the Board of Trustees at Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet. Mr. Timothy, the stage is yours.
Thank you, and good afternoon from the Middle East. So I thought I would start by saying a few words about IBU and what we as investors want to achieve. We have three core visions. The first is that we want to build relationships with business and industry, which allows us to keep the talent pool here in Bosnia. And that for me is key. The second core tenet is business incubation. The fact that we need to create value in Bosnia and retain that value through business and business relationships is key. But underlying all of this, IBU has to provide learning that is wanted by the market. Not just needed by the market, but wanted by the market. And that means it needs to be accessible, which means it needs to be affordable. So what we have done as investors is invested an amount of monies to try and attract the talent to IBU, and we've done that through any number of bursaries and grants, coming to a total of somewhere in the region of 1 million Bosnian marks. My sense is the key development that we all want to look for is pulling industry closer to academia. And this is the very essence of an entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial learning environment. And to that end, we are looking to develop a technopark. So that is something on our campus which attracts businesses, which allows the talent to ebb and flow between the university and those businesses, whether that's product development or whether that's creating employment. And we as a fund are committed to that development. And we've gone through the planning process. We're ready to look to investors. And when I mean investors, I mean partners. That's firms, companies, even other academic organizations that want to work with us, because the sole goal, as I keep saying, has to stop this brain drain, to stop the drain of talent away from this country. Now, I will be on this call and I'm here to take any questions that anybody cares to ask. But remember, one thing you get from me is always a straight answer. So some of the answers you will like and some of them you won't like. But my final remark will be this. People talk about the new normal. People talk about what will become of life going forward. In my experience, as a mature, dare I say, maybe too mature businessman, is that life is what you make it. So you get out of life what you put into it. And what we're putting into this as a person, myself, and as a fund, my fellow investors, is not just money, but relationships and a vibrant energy and a will to succeed. So IBU will succeed. The question is, and the measure of that success comes from how many of our young talent stay in this country and flourish. Now, I'd like to hand back over, if I may. Over to you.
Olga.
Thank you. And also, I would like to call Associate Professor Dr. Mersi Fotorak, Rector of Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet. Dear Professor, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Olga. Good morning, respected UNDP representatives, respected panelists, dear students. I'm very happy as Rector of Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet that today we talk about the role of entrepreneurial universities in creating a new generations of entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. When we decided to incorporate entrepreneurship in our vision and our strategic focus 5 years ago, it was just a vision. But today, many organizations recognize our contribution to this aspect. And as today, we are partnering and working together towards economic development of Bosnia and Herzegovina. By creating new entrepreneurial mindsets and lifestyles, we are creating new startups and new employments. In Burch Business Incubator, you can see students establishing successful companies, but also employing their colleagues, young students. For those who don't want to start their own businesses, we give them problem-solving skills and knowledge that make them innovative and problem-solving oriented entrepreneurs in different organizations. This year, we enroll more than 600 students, 600 brilliant and talented young people. And we see them as 600 ideas for 6 million problems that our country is facing, that all world is facing at the moment. I'm very happy that UNDP will be again our strategic partner on the following high school Start Me Up competition that we plan to organize next year. We want to give opportunity to every single high school student in Bosnia and Herzegovina to present their ideas. The best of the best will get the full scholarship at our university because we believe that everyone deserves the quality education. By offering scholarships to pupils from all around the Bosnia, we create alternative for brain drain and we keep young people here. Thank you for your attention and I wish you good discussion in today's panel.
Thank you for this inspiring introduction. And now comes the most exciting moment when we will announce the winner of the Burch Start Me Up competition, which is the biggest high school entrepreneurial competition that achieved amazing results and an unexpected number of support in the form of reactions. We achieved more than 20,000 video views, which are prepared by competitors. And the winner of Burch Start Me Up competition for 2020 is held by the members of the team are Nedim Karavdic and Hamza Makic. The team that won second place is Tohil. The members of a Tohil team are Eyüp Šabić, Omar Konjičanin, Amar Skopljak, and Armin Omanovic. Congratulations, and we wish you a successful development of your businesses. We would like also to thank UNDP for providing the special rewards for the winners, which will be delivered to them during the next week in the UN House in Sarajevo. During the panel session, they will have opportunity to present their ideas and plans for the future. During SDG Business Week, we had the opportunity to see many successful stories, young entrepreneurs, and those who create trends and strive to progress. I would like to say thank you to UNDP Bosnia and Herzegovina and the Embassy of Sweden in Bosnia and Herzegovina for choosing International Burch University to be their partner during this event. During the panel session, you can ask questions in the section called Q&A at our Zoom call. And now, let me officially announce the central part of today's event, a panel, the role of entrepreneurial universities in creating a new generation of entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. The panel will be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Nedim Čalebić, who is an expert in this field. Dear Professor, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Olga. Good morning, everyone. From the basement of International Burch University, the place which is symbol of new beginnings, difficult beginnings, new startups, and later on, large enterprises. It is a huge privilege and honor to moderate today's discussion with such honorable panelists and even more important, young and energetic students of International Burch University, whom we will help to become one day future entrepreneurs of this amazing country. My name is Nedim Čelebić, and I'm Associate Professor at Faculty of Economics and Social Sciences, teaching entrepreneurship and advanced strategic management courses. The Sustainable Development Goals are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. They address the global challenges we face, including poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice. I'm very happy to state that Bosnia and Herzegovina is also taking active participation in formulation of Sustainable Development Goals Framework 2030, where all levels of government participate and so far accepted as a strategic framework for development of all future integrated and sectoral strategies at all levels of government in Bosnia and Herzegovina. When we think about the future of jobs, we think about the present and future of education. Having in mind all technological innovations, new generations will need new skills and knowledge in order to be competitive on the global markets. Future and economic sustainability of one country depends on youth capacity of that country. Having in mind this fact, Bosnia and Herzegovina is facing one of the most serious challenges associated with huge brain drain and emigration of youth. What can we do to stop it? What do we have to do to stop it? Who is supposed to do something to stop it? We will try to offer some answers on these questions today. The latest trends show that there are two major career paths which young people will have to choose between in order to properly prepare for future jobs. The first path belongs to those who are very special, who recognize opportunities on the market, who are risk takers, and who start their own businesses. They are called entrepreneurs, while the others will have to build creative and critical thinking skills in order to be internal entrepreneurs in innovative organizations where they will work in the future. It is my huge privilege today to moderate this discussion in front of the first entrepreneurial university in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The management of IBU was brave enough and smart enough to recognize new coming trends on time and to start building unique market position whose primary goal is formation of new enterprises with new high quality jobs in the country. How we do it? We do it through formal entrepreneurial education, informal entrepreneurial education at the first student startup incubator in the country, through startup competitions all over the country, through university enterprise cooperations like amazing and strategic cooperation which we have with UNDP and similar organizations, as well as business enterprises. Now, the key question is, what is the role of education in producing future entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs? We are all privileged today to have in panel some of the most successful employers and entrepreneurs in the country, together with new coming young entrepreneurs who will share two different perspectives on the importance of education for future jobs. I'm happy to present to you Mr. Branimir Mujja. director of Heidelberg Cement Group for Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia, who is also this year the absolute business pioneer winner for 2020 in both categories, people and resources and environment. So congratulations to you, Mr. Muja, and it's a great pleasure to have you today with us in this panel.
Thank you very much for very nice introduction, and I'm very pleased to be here and to have the opportunity to speak, especially to our young generation. So for us, it's a really huge honor to be here, but it's also a huge honor to receive support provided by UNDP and by Swedish government. As you said, last year there were 3 categories. We were winners in all 3 categories, and this year in 2. But we take
if you don't mind, thank you very much. I will give you a word in a second. I would just like to ask you to introduce the other panelists, so we will continue with the panel questions. Thank you very much. Today with us is also one more amazing and special entrepreneur whose company is also Business Pioneer 2020 for SMEs in category of people. Mr. Fares Začena, founder and CEO from Ministry of Program. I would also like to thank to Mr. Edhem Numic, Director of Development and Brand Management in US Holding, for being with us today. Mr. Numic will present to us some amazing innovative projects which are implemented in US Holding, which have a goal to create new entrepreneurs and innovators inside the company. And finally, I'm especially proud to introduce to you the new coming force, future of this country. Young entrepreneurs who won recent online Start Me Up Innovation Challenge, which IBU organized in partnership with UNDP. Mr. Nedim Karavdic from Helpby team and Mr. Eyub Shahabic from Sohil team. And now it is time to look for some answers and lessons from these amazing people. So first of all, I would like to ask Mr. Muja, what does this award means for your company and your employees, and how it will affect future development of people in your company? Also, how do you succeed to inspire your employees to innovate within the company and to contribute to its sustainability?
Okay, so thanks again. We are really greatly honored to receive the award provided by UNDP, but it's not only an honor to receive the award, it is also obligation to perform even better in the future. And it is not a one-day job, it is a permanent task that we have to be better every day. And if you look at a very dynamic environment that we are all living in, for example, 20 years ago when most of our students were born, out of top 500 companies, only 230 exist today. So 15 years ago, only the companies like Facebook, Amazon, and so on, only then they were founded, and now they are worth billions and billions. 20 years ago, our cement plant was probably the worst performing company in the country at the time of the privatization. And in the last 15 years, we are in top 3 or top 5 of the companies in terms of net profit and performance. But you need to work on a people basis. And if you ask me the formula of success, especially from the young generation, there are 5 components. One is education. Number 2 is education. Place 3, education again, and then education, and once again, education. So if you don't believe me, maybe it's good that I explain you a little bit based on my own example. So I was 27 years old when I started my journey here in Bosnia, and within these 20 years, I continued with my education. So I will just share my screen so that you can see a little bit also part of the CV. Just a second. So you see that here on the education, I thought when I finished my faculty, that's about it for education, but no. Only then we start with some really focused education, because after that I took some education at Harvard in US and business school St. Gallen in UK, in SAD in Paris, and so on. And this is a message to all the students that you need to perform on a daily basis, you need to educate, you need to work on yourself, in order to be always competitive on the market. The real issue within the companies is how to sparkle the fire of entrepreneurship. We try to do our best to make it DNA of our company, so that every employee feels engaged, so that everybody's ideas are very much welcomed, everybody's ideas are always discussed, communicated, and we always award and implement the most, let's say, applicable ideas. In order to do that, you need to run your company, you need to lead by example, you need to develop the trust among the people, you need to have mutual respect, you need to have especially appreciation for diversity, because our company, for example, operates in 60 countries. We have 20 billion euro turnover around the world. And it is always challenging task to find the most, let's say, applicable ideas and to perform them on a daily basis. Fairness is something that I try to promote as a way of behavior, and a very important part of our DNA and day-to-day job is responsibility. Responsibility towards the employees, towards the shareholders, towards the stakeholders. Because wherever you point or your view, you can see behind me, there are a lot of nice buildings, and most of them are done by our cement and ready-mix concrete. So you need to be always on top of your quality standards, and you need to perform also inclusiveness. You need to engage everybody in the company, because everybody might have to feel that they are important and they are performing very meaningful job. Here at Burch, I would say that you are on the very, very right way. Your students made a great choice by coming and educating themselves at your university, because I would say you are practically top in Bosnia, as you are providing also to students possibility to have discussion with people who are decision makers in their companies, to have a feeling that they are also getting education, not from theoretical point of view, but also from practical part. And I would be extremely happy as a student, you know, back then 25, 26 years ago, if I would have the same opportunity. I had to go on a little bit harder route and find for myself a proper education, proper role models, education, in order to lead the company on a successful way for the last 20 years. So I'm a CEO of our company for the last 20 years, but I'm still the youngest CEO in our group, because normally to this level of management in our group, you reach only when you are in the age of 50. So I was there already at the age of 27, and I'm still around, yeah. But you need to perform every day, you need to be better and better. As soon as the business year is finished, 31st of December, everybody's saying, okay, you have a great result. But first of January, we start from zero. Yeah?
Shit.
I hear some sounds in the background. Okay. So I think for the first question, it's enough. I can do it.
Yeah.
As it is always expected, we might face some issues with the technologies and the noises. Meanwhile, thank you very much, Mr. Muija. I like to say that you are the manager who is winning awards from the beach, because during the year, most of the time we see your photos coming from your beautiful Pula, and we really admire all what you do. And thank you very much for recognizing all the work that we are doing also at International Burch University. And I'm very happy that we can see in academia as professors, we can really see the companies who are developing entrepreneurs and who are recognizing that this is really the future of the job, because there is no other way to stay competitive on the market unless to really create new generation of employees who will be able to be new starters or new innovators inside of your companies. Talking about this, we are going to very special company, very unique company in this country. Mr. Zacina, your company is a synonym for innovations and startups in Bosnia and Herzegovina. My question for you is, how are you attracting the most talented young people in your company and stopping them to leave this country? We are now in a very difficult period when youth is leaving the country, but your company is succeeding in keeping and attracting the most talented employees on the market. So what is the secret and how are you making your company this much successful?
Thank you, Nadim. And first of all, it's a great honor to receive the award. And we really appreciate it. We believe it's a proof that we are doing something extraordinary. And I think that at the core, relationships are the reason why any company succeeds, relationships with clients or with employees. And I believe that, you know, when we started the company, we understood this really well. So in a way, we really, I mean, first of all, we respect and appreciate other people and their knowledge, and we appreciate our clients and their needs. We listen to people, and I think that is the core and root behind our success. And in that process, we understand that to build a good company, you need to solve problems for other people, which is at the core of entrepreneurship, but also at the core of building a great work culture. So if we think about entrepreneurship in general, you know, and entrepreneurs, which are the people we work with, these people are the heroes in society because they solve all the big problems that exist in society. Not all, but most of them, right? And then we have also our employees, which we also want to serve and to listen and to motivate to really be entrepreneurial. And I think all of that starts from people motivations, because I think when we look at what are young people motivated, you know, with, it's mostly mastery, immersion, and autonomy, but also purpose for new generations. So what that means is that people want to work on creative things with great people. They want to have an impact, and they want to have a sense of purpose. So they're not working in some boring business that is doing something very ancient or old in a way. So young people want to make a difference. And I think the environment we created inside MOP is exactly that. And I think people join our company because they are highly paid, of course. You know, we raise the bar in terms of salaries. We operate in a very legal way, unlike many other companies in this country. We also created a very flexible work environment with remote work. Also, we removed the working hours. So in our company, anybody can start working whenever they want and work whenever they want. Also, and in terms of work location, people can work from wherever they want. We had people working from Thailand for 6 months. And a lot of our employees are traveling and working from all over the world. And I think that creates a culture of, you know, of creativity, because people like freedom. And people like to be creative in that environment, because when you have freedom, you are also more relaxed, you are more creative. And I think also, coming back to my previous point, is the environment is very important. The people you work with, the respect, the possibility to learn, to make an impact, but also the products we work on. And just to give you an example of the products we are building, for example, we are working on products like in neuroscience. We're working on social networks, search engines, a lot of innovative startups that are really challenging. And that is really hard. And for example, we're building a product where you control a video game with your mind. That's literally very futuristic. So you're not touching the device. You're thinking and controlling a video game by having a device which measures your electromagnetic field of your brain. And when you're building things like that, when you're building like really complicated products that are global startups, you need people that are super motivated and creative. So you cannot hire just a regular student from an IT university or somebody that worked in some regular corporation. You need entrepreneurs, you need entrepreneurial people, you need smart creatives, people that can really design and develop and think creatively. And I think what your university is doing is exactly what we need as a company. So I think we need the people you are producing. We would love more universities like yours, because when people from your university come to work for our company, they are able to apply that entrepreneurial and creative knowledge, critical thinking, and everything that they learned to very complex products and complex global startups, which are not easy to create. So I think that's kind of a few reasons why people come to work, for MLP. And I think that, yeah, I mean, I'm really thankful that we have 120 amazing people working with us every day on all of these 25 amazing products. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to meet more of your students and, to listen, to hear about the startups you are creating. It sounds super exciting. And I want to thank you for being a pioneer and for changing the society, because I truly believe that entrepreneurship is the key for building a sustainable economy of the future, for implementing new technologies in this country, for creating much more value and wealth and much more also rich people, which are going to reinvest their money in new technologies, new products. So yeah, thank you very much again. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much, Faris. This is really amazing and even a bit emotional for me, because right now I'm realizing that we are not alone anymore. So I remember very well when we started the story of Entrepreneurial University and how it was difficult in the country to even mention this word and to try to explain to the market that you are different and that you will build new generation. So we are definitely in the early stage of this process, but we are very happy and very thankful that we are becoming recognized and that employers see actually that, and they agree that this is definitely the future of jobs. So thank you very much. Maybe just one quick question, since your company is really something that young people are looking for, how young people can apply and become the member of your business family?
I mean, there's on our website, ministryofprogramming.com, you can find a link with our job, with open jobs. I would also, I mean, if you want to work for MLP, we have a lot of roles like product management, product design, developer roles for programmers. But also, if you are an entrepreneur, feel free to reach out. MLP is not only a development and design company, we're also an investor. So we have a VC arm, which is a pre-seed investment company, and we invest in companies in Sweden, in Germany, in the US. We would love to hear about good entrepreneurs that need an investment. So if you have a good idea, prepare a pitch deck, prototype, send it over. I can also share my private email. I'm also an angel investor, so I'm happy to listen even outside of MLP to ideas. But through MLP, we can really invest in a lot of good companies. So if you have a great idea, feel free to reach out. And I mean, I know some companies from Burch University that were incubated in your university that we collaborate with, and also Professor Malcolm and a lot of great people there. So I think it's an amazing institution. And again, congratulations, and feel free to share our contact details with your students. So yeah.
Thank you, Faris, so much. Thank you so much. This is very, very appreciated and very good information for all young people who are watching this panel today, and especially those who have business ideas. So now we are going to Mr. Numic. So last year I had a privilege and honor to present International Burch University in front of more than 50 managers of US Holding during your so-called Innovation Day in the company. So what is Innovation Day at US Holding and why is it important for you? What kind of new employees are you looking for, and do you see the importance of entrepreneurial universities like IBU in creating new entrepreneurial mindset among young people who will later on easily integrate into your company? We would be very happy to hear your experience, because I see this project as really very unique and special in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Hello to everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you, Burch University, for the invitation to this discussion and conference, and thank you, Professor Nedim. Just a few words about US Holding. I'm coming from US Holding. This is a big company, about 4,500 employees. We have about 17 companies, members of US groups, and about 1,800 products that we have in our portfolio. Our most important job is to produce food. So if you know, members of our company are company Class, Vispak, Solana, Sprint, US Group. Maybe you know, of course, that we have also company AC Food, and most of our brands are very popular. Maza, you know, cream spread Maza, and also another product like a Tops, Bosanski Lokum, Coffee, Zlatna, Jezva. Recognition of this product in Bosnian market is about 90 to 95%. I worked many years, more than 18 years in this area of research, development, innovation. In my previous company, Violeta, I worked to develop some of the product like baby diapers, sanitary napkins, also other products like wet wipes for the children, toilet paper, kitchen towel, detergents, dishwashing detergents, softeners, and so on. And now I am focused on research, development, innovation in food production. So just an introduction to this question is that we, 3 years before, we make what we are thinking this is big strategic decision to move into RDI, research, development, innovation strategy, and to give the focus on this area. Why we do this? Because first we have to develop our companies, and practically we are thinking with the new product and with the innovative product, we are giving added value to companies, and so companies can go in progress. Of course, there is other needs. It means that our customers are asking for new products, and this is also a very important question. So to satisfy all customer needs. Research, development, innovation service, I will is important because there is some things what we are thinking in this question is very important. First, we need a resource for this. When we are speaking about human resource, it means that we need very educated people. And so this is important for us that we are getting these people from the universities like a Burch, because we know each other 2 or 3 years, and we know situation in the Burch University that is very progressive and entrepreneurial university, so that in the Burch University you can produce very good people that can work in our company. How we are getting the people to work in research, development, innovation. First, we are starting to educate the people in our company. I think the most important things when they are asking me about what we achieved in the last years. Some of the people, of course, speaking about products. But I am thinking that most important things here is that we are educating people here, motivating people and mentoring the people to achieve this result and to produce new and innovative products. We started with the Innovation Day just 3 years ago, and this innovation challenge starting in the company Vispak, and after each 3 or 4 months starting in another companies, and we are giving the opportunities the students to giving creative ideas or solution to solve our problems or to develop new products. Just 3 days before, we started to sell one product, is a coffee product for the brand Zlatna Jezva. The name is Zrno to Go. And with this product, we start to sell just a few days ago. I must to tell that a few students for Burch University, Ayla Mušanović and Ena Duraković, work on this project, and they won the first prize for this innovation challenge in Vispak. And practically, I think that they are very happy to see how the product is developed and that the product is practically today on the market. I will show you this product here. This is compressed coffee with the sugar in the form of the seed of the coffee. So it's very interesting, like a compressed product, like vitamins you can put just in the hot water. So this Innovation Day is really important because we are making and contacting students and making selection to inviting them to visit our companies and maybe to be one of our future employees, because we are looking for the proactive people, looking for the people, they are very open. And I think the entrepreneur faculty producing the people, they are very open, proactive, they are producing the people with the project, they can work in the project teams, people with critical thinking, people then when they work on the project, they sometimes go step back to find solution with this critical thinking, with this cooperation with other people. And I think that for the faculty is the right way to produce, I am speaking produce these people, because really the industry in economy in this country need this, because it cannot be just one cut with the education and then job or work. It must be some transition. So we are also trying to educate people and connect with the universities to connect with the good students to be involved in our company.
Thank you very much, Adham. Really, what Us Holding is doing in the last years is exactly the perfect fit on the market when it comes to the entrepreneurial education, and all your internal projects are actually the proof that this is the way forward for your company actually to stay competitive on the market. So thank you very much for your answers. Now let's go to the future. Let's hear how think new generations and young entrepreneurs who won the larger startup competition for high school students in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Today with us are Nedim and Eyüp. So I'm asking both of them. Nedim can answer first. What made you to stay in Bosnia and Herzegovina, to continue your study at International Burch University, and even start thinking about your own business?
Thank you, Professor, for such a great introduction. First of all, I want to say that organization of this business week did a great job organizing this competition, making it more interesting and exciting. And I want to thank everybody who joined this meeting. I hope we will all be inspired by these great people who talked before me. Okay, so regarding university, first of all, I had many opportunities in Austria, Netherlands, and Slovenia. Why did I choose the Burch University? Back in 2019, when my friend Hamza and I were developing our first project for our first international competition, we faced a major problem during the development. So the first thing that we've done is we went straight to Burch University and on IT department doors, and we asked a guy who was working there if he can help us. He said, I'm not going to help you, but I will teach you how to solve your own problems. That was the moment when I make new decisions, when I changed the way of thinking. And we were learning from that person for an hour and a half. So when we got back to dormitory, we fixed that in minutes. So that was the moment when I realized I don't want to go to other countries. I want to stay in my country, solve problems in my country, and want to help my people.
Thank you very much. Ayub, what about you?
Okay, first, thank you at the IBU and UNDP for organizing such an amazing event and giving us an opportunity to talk to such a successful people like we have here today. We see that in Bosnia and Herzegovina we are facing a big problem with brain drainage, but we at the team Tohil decided not to be part of that, even if we are fully aware of that situation in our country is not ideal. But we think that running away from a problem doesn't solve it. Therefore, after many discussions, we came to an idea to try something on our own. We applied for a competition, start me up competition, and rest is the history.
This is great. Now, I have very important question for you. So far, you had a chance to hear very serious employers, managers, investors, and this is the moment when you are supposed to tell all of us, where are you right now with your business idea? And what do you need from all of us? What do you need from academia? What do you need from the businesses? And what do you need from the government? So where is the focus of your future development? How all of us can support you so that in the end, you really make these ideas into real businesses that will employ new employees in the country, and especially young people. Nadim, you can go the first.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to mention that during the Start Me Up 2020, we had a different project than we are presenting right now. We are focused more on our first mobile application, which is called WheelFit. WheelFit is a world's first fitness application for people in wheelchair. And that's the thing we are recreating right now. We presented in a few international competitions this year, and it won two golden medals. We are proud to say that, and we want to mention that we are currently rebuilding our app in a new technology called Flutter, because we don't want to stay on Google on Android only on Google Play. We want to change the platform. We want to go on iOS, but the big problem for switching on iOS is lack of equipment, lack of professional equipment. For example, in order to develop and test the mobile application for App Store, you need Apple's iMac or MacBook. So that's the big problem that we are facing right now. And beside that, we need animator who can animate our exercises, because in the first version we had a video recorded. My friend Hamza did it. So that's the current problem of our app, and we are trying to develop it based on user feedback, because our app on Google Market has over 1,000 downloads and a lot of positive reviews.
Ayub, what about you?
I can say that our project is still in its early phases, but through our work and effort, we have already managed to create a fully functional proof of concept. We had problems in the beginning. We hadn't had a place where to build it. but through help of our local government, and then later Burch Incubator, we got a place where to build it. After that, we had some problem with financing, as our product is mainly constructed from such an expensive electronics, but the problem of finances we have managed to overcome through launching a crowdfunding campaign on a GoFundMe platform.
Thank you very much. I believe we succeeded what we wanted to share with the audience, and we succeeded to send the message which is very important. The future of jobs belong to new generations and to different skills and knowledge that we are used to know. So the role of entrepreneurial universities play a very, very key position on this road and on this trip. So one very important thing which we define today is the fact that entrepreneurial universities do not only produce new entrepreneurs, meaning people who are starting their new businesses. Entrepreneurial universities are also so-called producing intrapreneurs, people who are creative thinkers, who are critical thinkers in the companies where they work. These are the people who start new ideas, who start new initiatives, who bring new innovations inside the companies where they work. And this is the future of all micro, small, medium, or large enterprises. And I would really like once more to thank you all for this participation and for sharing your experiences. Personally, I know all of you for many years. Thank you very much, Branimir, Faris, and Edhem, for supporting young people, because this is, I believe, third year, Branimir, that we are together on Start Me Up. I will never forget our first competition when you were in the jury, and when you saw all those brilliant ideas, you didn't let that only the winner gets the prize. So you personally took some additional amount of money from your company and actually rewarded these young people. They need our help. They need our support. And what we heard today is actually the first step and the proof that the change can be made. If we are together, if we work together, if we cooperate, still things can start change. What remains to all of us is actually to invite governments to support us on this trip, because we have too many issues with administrative barriers for starting businesses, too many issues with the taxes, and even more issues with the closing of businesses. I like to say even that, and basically this is based on the research which we do at the university, that even the key reason for not starting the businesses is the process of closing it. Because you know by definition that 9 out of 10 startups actually fail in the first try. In the West world, this is the normal thing. In the West world, this is the learning process. So if you fail, basically you learned what you shouldn't do next time. In Bosnia, maybe it is still because of the culture shame. So it is very important that we share as many as possible so-called failures, that all young people learn and understand that failure is only the learning process for the next try. And they should never give up. They should always try again and again. And I believe that this is the key message that we send today to all participants of this great panel. Thank you once more for devoting your time and spending your time with us. Your time is very valuable. I know that you have too many duties, so I'm closing my part of the panel, and I would like to give a word to 2-3 questions from the audience. We know that many students are also listening this, so I hope they will have concrete questions for you.
Thank you so much for this amazing panel. And I, as a young person, can say that it was a pleasure to listen to you. We received one question for Mr. Faris, and he answered to it. I think so. One person asked, are we able to apply for any kind of internship in Ministry of Programming? And Mr. Faris sent email to all attendees. So if you also want to add something, Mr. Faris, you can.
Yeah, of course. And I think, as I said before, if you want to apply, I mean, we have the website. You can send me a message on LinkedIn or whatever you prefer. You can find me in the street. But what I mean is, if you are looking for specific roles, like, I don't know, product design or product management, or you want to be a developer, of course, you can apply. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to learn how to build a company, the best way is to do it. The best way is to build a product of your own, a service, launch it, build an MVP. You're going to learn tremendous things about sales, marketing, product design, all kinds of things that are going to be immensely valuable. And even if you fail and then you apply to a company like Ministry of Programming or Heidelberg Cement or US Group, or I mean any company, you're going to be the most valuable employee, because you're going to know how it is to be an entrepreneur, but also you're going to learn how to be a good employee. And I think most of your peers will never learn this because they are scared. They fear failure. They cannot stand the risk to fail. But actually, as Nadim said, when you fail, you learn so much, and then you are never again the same person. And all of these learnings can be applied to your future ideas, to your future jobs. And yeah, so I look forward to see these young people. Feel free to apply. And I would love to meet also the best startups from your university personally, and to talk to them and to see what they're up to. And if we can help them, I'm more than happy to do that.
Thank you so much. We received also one more question for Nadim, and it's quite funny, but it says, how does it feel being the best person ever? But maybe you can just discuss about your feeling as becoming an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur.
Is it a question for me?
I believe yes.
I don't feel very special compared to other students that were in this competition, because I don't see them as enemies or as a competition. I see them as colleagues, and we are here to grow together on the Burch University. Last night, the Ayub called me on my phone. He was my competition during this competition, and he called me on my phone, said if I wanna make some new projects with him. And that's the good thing of Burch University. We are a community here. We are not enemies. We are not competing with each other. We are here to grow together. We are here to grow together and make good things.
Thank you so much for this really nice answer. Since we don't have more questions, we encourage you to contact our speakers individually if something stayed unclear for you, their social networks, or their emails. And let me once again say thank you to UNDP Bosnia and Herzegovina and Embassy of Sweden in Bosnia and Herzegovina for the trust and partnership with Internacionalni Burch Univerzitet. I hope that next year we will have the opportunity to organize this event in a different environment and expand our networks. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget that entrepreneurs are heroes of today's society.